A Purple Heart Medal is awarded to soldiers injured or killed while in combat. And today, a new sign was placed at the West Texas State Veterans Cemetery, connecting our soldiers to a network of memorials reminding us of their sacrifice. A ceremony was held this morning designating the cemetery as part of the Purple Heart Trail. It's a symbolic system of roads, highways, and monuments in tribute to military members who have received the medal. The burial ground now joins 4 other Texas State Veterans cemeteries as a Texas designation on the trail. A second sign will soon mark a space as a combat wounded parking spot.
Well, I mean, you saw these gentlemen up here earlier. They sacrificed for us to have the freedom to be able to build cemeteries and honor our veterans. You know, they were wounded. That means their bodies were damaged in combat. And thankfully, we still have these gentlemen living with us today and able to come and attend these things. But it's all about honoring them, too.
Kelly says Texas is the only state in the nation to get their state veteran cemeteries listed as designations on the National Purple Heart Trail Registry.